Hello friends, today let us start with the concept dormant company. Companies are generally classified on the basis of their incorporation, number of members, size, basis of control and motive. Additionally, companies can also be classified based on their status. Sometimes due to various reasons, the promoters of a company may feel the need to temporarily close down the company, but they do not want to dissolve it. In such cases, the company may become dormant as against an active company which is carrying on business. Thus, on the basis of its status, companies may be classified into active, dormant, under liquidation, under process of striking off, strike off, dissolved, amalgamated, etc. The status of the company signifies the current state of company, whether it is active or operating or dormant or it has been struck off and closed. After reading this lesson, you would be able to understand the concepts of dormant and active company, legal procedures involved in obtaining the status of dormant company, compliances for the purpose of dormant company, and procedure to make a dormant company active. So, what we are going to basically see here is what is a dormant company and what is the procedure for a company to acquire the status of dormant company, and when will a company automatically be moved to a status of dormant company. There are two ways how a company becomes dormant, either through a voluntary requirement by the company itself. The management of the company itself requires the ROC to provide the dormant status. There is the second option where the ROC itself steps forward and provides this dormant company status. So we'll be seeing what is a dormant company and why the status is acquired, what is the reason to acquire the status, and what are the benefits of acquiring the status. So let's get started. Introduction. The Ministry of Corporate Affairs was notified by, by notification dated 31st March 2014, notified Section 455 of the Companies Act 2013 dealing with the provisions of dormant company. In addition to the provisions of the Act relating to dormant company, MCA has also issued the Companies Rules 2014 miscellaneous rules to be effective from the same date to, to provide procedural guidelines for changing the status of an active company and to dormant company and vice versa. In simple, the Section 455 of Companies Act read with along Companies Rules miscellaneous rules 2014 takes care of this concept of dormant company, and the procedures for converting an active company to dormant and dormant to active is being how to convert these companies to change their statuses. These procedural aspects have been dealt with the procedural guidelines in companies rules. Now let us see the definition of a dormant company. A dormant company means a company which is an inactive company in the records of registrar of companies and which is not carrying out any business activity and has applied to the registrar of companies to change the status in the registers of companies maintained by the ROC from active to dormant company. So what they are saying is dormant company is nothing but a company which has requested the ROC to change their status. Sir, kindly change my status from an active company to dormant company or from active company to uh, dormant, active to dormant. A company can become dormant immediately after its registration or after a few years of incorporation. There are many reasons why a company changes its status from active to dormant. Major reason for such a change is when a company has to start its business activities after a few years owing to a variety of reasons. It may make application to register of companies to change the status of its company to dormant. These companies, dormant companies, are also known as inactive companies. A dormant company offers excellent advantage to promoters who want to hold an asset or intellectual property under the corporate sheet for its usage at a later stage. For instance, if a promoter wants to buy a land for now for its future project at a comparatively lesser price, he may do the same through dormant company so that he can use the land for its future project. So what they are saying is this is also legally allowed. I have a certain asset, maybe an tangible or intangible asset, which I feel is not of much use to me right now, but this will be of much greater use to me after a few years, maybe 2 3 years later. So what I feel is I will float a company. I'll keep that asset as the asset of a company, so that it's been protected. It's been protected and it's been copyrighted if it's an intangible company, or it will belong to a company's asset. It's a tangible asset, and I will make use of this asset after few years later when the right time comes. Thus, dormant company status is a new phenomenon in the Companies Act 2013 and is an excellent tool for keeping assets in the company for future usage. Another important point, a dormant company may be either a public company, private company, or a one-person company. Any company can go and approach ROC and request them to provide them a status of dormant company. This is what they mean. It can be an OPC, it can be a private company, or it can even be a public company. Section 455 read with companies rules, miscellaneous rules, stipulates the provisions pertaining to dormant company. We have seen this point already. Where a company is formed and registered under this act for a future project or to hold an asset or intellectual property and has no significant accounting transaction, such a company or an inactive company may make an application to the registrar in such a manner as may be prescribed for obtaining status of dormant company. For the above purposes, we have inactive company means a see we have also seen here that dormant companies are also known as inactive companies. But you must know what makes a company inactive company. When can a company be called as an inactive company according to the Act, Companies Act? We have to know that when will a company be called as an inactive company? A company can be called as an inactive company when these 3 points are satisfied. What are those 3 points? When a company is not carrying on any business or operations or has not made any significant accounting transactions during the last 2 financial years. See, obviously, point 1 or 2 is related. If a company makes any business or operations, then there will be a significant accounting transaction. If they make a sale or if they purchase some asset, there will definitely be some significant accounting transaction. If no business operations, no significant accounting transactions. It should be for past 2 years. And third one, has not filed financial statements and annual returns during the last 2 financial years. We all know that every company is liable to file their returns and financial statements every year with the ROC. And if a company does not do so, does not comply with the ROC's requirement for the past 2 years, that company will automatically fall into the category of dormant company in the eyes of ROC. So here we saw a point called significant accounting transaction. So what are the transactions that will fall under significant transactions? It has been explained here. The Act specifies 4 transactions: payment of fees by a company to the registrar, payment made by company to fulfill the requirements of this Act or any other law, allotment of shares to fulfill the requirements of this Act, and payment for maintenance of its office and records. See, these 4 transactions. Apart from these 4 transactions, any transaction made by a company will be categorized as a significant accounting transaction. So what the law is trying to say is significant accounting transaction means any transaction made by the company except transaction mentioned below. So what are they saying is these are the 4 transactions that are allowed to be done when a company is deemed to be a dormant company. When a company is said to be called as a dormant company, these transactions are allowed. Anyway, these transactions are like compliance to the law. Making fees payment to register as a law requirement. Payment made by company to fulfill the requirements of the Act. It's again a compliance procedure. Allotment of shares to fulfill the requirement of this Act. Again a compliance procedure. Payment for maintenance of its office records. If to maintain the office records and other things, they have to pay some fees to the persons who are doing those things, right? So if these things, all these 4 payments will not be categorized as significant accounting transactions. Any transaction other than these transactions will be definitely called as significant accounting transaction. It can be a capital expenditure or capital revenue. It can be an revenue expenditure or it can be an revenue income. Any transaction other than these 4 transactions, if done during the past previous 2 years, then those transactions will be called as significant accounting transactions. Now, in the next video, we will see how a company can acquire a dormant status. Thank you. So let's summarize what we have seen till now about dormant company. So a dormant company can become dormant immediately after its registration or after a few years of its incorporation. These companies are also called as inactive companies. A company which is inactive in the records of ROC and which is not carrying out any business activity is called as dormant company. Any type of company, be it a public company, private company, or OPC, can be a dormant company. Section 455 of the Companies Act 2013 deals with the related provisions of this dormant company. So, where a company is formed and registered under this Act for a future project or to hold an asset or intellectual property and has no significant accounting transactions, such as a company or inactive company may make an application to the registrars to become a dormant company. So, what is inactive company? You should know what is an inactive company. Inactive company is nothing but it's a company which is not carrying on any business or operations, has not made any significant accounting transactions during the last 2 years, has not filed financial statements and annual returns during the last 2 years. So, what is significant transactions? Significant accounting transactions. Payment of fees by a company to the registrar, payment made by a company to fulfill the requirements of this Act or any other law, allotment of shares to fulfill the requirement of this Act, and payments for maintenance to office and records. All these transactions are not significant accounting transactions. Any transaction other than these transactions are called as significant accounting transactions.